Saints of Maharashtra, Chakradhar Swami, Mahimbhat, the skeptic who turned devotee. In the mid-13th century, the Mahanubhava movement was gaining followers across Maharashtra. Among the scholarly elite, however, there was skepticism about this new sect. One such skeptic was Mahimbhat, or Mhaimbhat, a learned Deshastha Brahmin from Paithan. Mahimbhat was a Sanskrit scholar well-versed in Mimamsa and Vedanta. He viewed the teachings of Chakradhar Swami with suspicion, especially Swami's rejection of caste superiority and his use of the Marathi language instead of Sanskrit. Motivated by a desire to expose what he thought was spiritual fraud, Mahimbhat traveled to meet Chakradhar Swami in person. He believed that if he could document inconsistencies or false claims, he could publicly discredit the movement and reaffirm the authority of orthodox Brahminism. Their first meeting took place near Mangalvedha. Chakradhar Swami welcomed him warmly, without judgment. Instead of engaging in debate, he calmly answered Mahimbhat's questions, often with analogies rooted in everyday life. He spoke about Krishna not as a distant god, but as an inner presence attainable through love, discipline, and detachment. He quoted from the Bhagavad Gita and even discussed subtle metaphysical truths, but always in Marathi and in a style that even lay people could understand. Over several days, Mhaimbhat observed how Chakradhar Swami treated people from all backgrounds equally. He noticed that Swami's disciples included Brahmins, farmers, women, outcasts, and beggars, and they all lived with dignity under his guidance. This was unheard of in 13th century India. Still skeptical, Mahimbhat attempted to test Swami. One day, he followed him secretly to observe whether he engaged in any impure or inconsistent behavior in private. But what he witnessed shook him deeply. In solitude, Chakradhar Swami was the same as in public, humble, focused, and immersed in divine remembrance. On another occasion, Mhimbhat tried to provoke a theological argument. Swami smiled and said, "Knowledge without humility is like a lamp without oil. It burns for no one." That line pierced Mhimbhat's ego. Gradually, his skepticism melted. One night, after witnessing a miraculous healing where Swami laid hands on a dying man who then revived, Mhimbhat's transformation was complete. He surrendered at Chakradhar Swami's feet and begged to be accepted as a disciple. Recognizing his sincerity and intelligence, Swami assigned him a special role, not as a preacher, but as a lalakar, chronicler. He asked him to record his deeds, teachings, and interactions in Marathi prose, accessible to all. Thus began the creation of Leela Charitra, the first structured biographical scripture in Marathi, and one of the earliest narrative prose texts in any Indian language. This story is foundational in the Mahanubhava tradition, not only because it shows Swami's power to transform hearts, but also because without Mhimbhat's conversion, the details of Chakradhar Swami's life might have faded into oral legend. Instead, they were immortalized in history.